Moving on to the final segment of the week, then the one of the newest events on the DP World Tour, the Ras Al Khaimah Championship, is just a couple of days away. This year's field includes some of the biggest names in the game, including three-time major champion Padraig Harrington, 2018 Ryder Cup winning captain Thomas Bjorn. Between the two of them, how many DP World Tour titles do you think the two of them have?
Together.
Yeah,
I'll go with. I don't think it's actually as much as you think.
it's an impressive enough number for two people. I will say they have less combined wins than Rory has on his own.
I know. I'd say between they've got 10.
They got 15 DP World Tour
Okay.
titles across 3 decades of playing golf. Unfortunately, Padraig Harrington is coming back from an injury, so he actually missed the cut last week, or yeah, the last weekend in Dubai. So it'll be good to see him back, but I don't think we have particularly high expectations for Padraig. I think if he makes the weekend, that'll be great. But the um the old guard are going up against a host of rising stars. The DP World Tour has the likes of Yannick Paul, Jordan Smith, Alex Fitzpatrick, Tom McKibbin, and Rasmus Højgaard, whose brother and his twin Nikolai won the inaugural event in 2022. Nikolai is actually going to be over at the PGA Tour because he had one of those 10 PGA Tour spots. So Nikolai won't even be at the tournament this year. So Rasmus has a bit more of a chance to put his name on that trophy. So it's going to be a big one from that side. Then Shane Lowry he's really needs another big week this week on the PGA Tour. He missed the cut as I mentioned earlier on, but this week is the Farmers Insurance Open, Torrey Pines, and he needs like a top
Either.
10, top 15, or like close to a win to get himself inside the top 30 in the OWG or to get into the first couple of signature events. He's kind of fallen off the boil a little bit, but at least now he knows, and like he is very clear about what it is he needs to do. He needs to get into that top 30 to get into the signature events because that's where all the money's being made really at the moment.
Yeah, and like he really has to be there. Like he's too good a golfer not to be there, and like he needs to make sure he gets to grips and gets himself back into that list because it's a slippery slope. Once you miss out on those, it's not good. Then it's hard. It's so much harder to break into that at the top echelons, and then you start winning with Ryder Cup stuff and etc. So he needs to just start the fire now and really get rolling on it.
Yeah. See, like, so Shane, I don't know if you listened to this a couple of years ago. He was on the High Performance podcast, great podcast, and he spoke about basically he has this habit basically of going through peaks and troughs in his career, but in the same way that Rory may have like a peak and trough within the same season,
Mm.
Shane goes through like a 3 year period of he'll win, come off the boil, do well, and come back and win. Right, so that's his 3 year kind of loop.
Mhm.
He won 2 years ago on the DP World Tour at the British Masters. Didn't win this year in 2023 on the PGA or the DP World Tour. So he really needs to try and just kick that slump. So I guess you could look at it like following that trend. This is a year that Shane needs to or is going to win, but
Mhm.
he kind of just needs to bring that performance up a little bit, I think. Shane's been joined this week in California by Seamus Power, who had to withdraw from the Amex. He's had a hip injury for a significant while.
Yeah,
He
it's
had it
been a
before
long time.
Hawaii. Yeah, he had it before Hawaii, then went to Hawaii, didn't do great, withdrew. So, um, hopefully not too serious because Seamus is a good player. Obviously, got 2 wins on the PGA Tour. Like he's with every week that he's injured, not playing, he's just dropping down the world ranking points, and
Yeah.
it's getting harder and harder for him to not stay on the tour. He's obviously he's fine from that perspective, but to get into the signature events, the big money events, that's yeah, he needs to kind of look after his hip from that perspective.
Yeah, and I think people forget actually how good Seamus is. Like he's a brilliant golfer, and it's obviously recency bias, but you're not seeing him, and you're not what him. You kind of it leaves out, but he's so good. So hopefully, like he's had that hip thing a while. He needs to go see Moss. What do he need to do? Like tell you, Moss will sort his hip out, no problem.
Yeah. Yeah, because he first withdrew from his first event toward the end of last season, back in like October, November time. So it's been niggling for a while. Leon Maguire returns to the site of her very first LPGA Tour victory at the Drive On Championship. She played in the Tournament of Champions last week on the LPGA Tours. The first week, she finished tied for 12th after a final round 68. Leona is joined by Stephanie Meadow, who will be eager to improve on a pretty good season last season. Like, it's the first year for the last four that Stephanie didn't have to go back to Q school. She finished within the top 60 on the Race to CME Globe Championship rankings, which is great for her. She did very, very well. The LPGA Tour goes through a weird stage now where it has like two events, then has like a month off, and then they go off to Asia. So
Yeah,
it's kind
schedule's
of
a
like a
weird.
false start.
Yeah, it's got a weird schedule. I don't know. I mean, obviously they have reasons for it, but it doesn't work easy on the eye. But Stephanie Meadows, she's been working extremely hard. Like obviously we should be following her on Instagram and stuff and social media. She's working, putting in lots of hours on the practice, which is great to see.
She needs a win. Like,
I think she deserves a win as well.
she needs a win. Right, so that brings us on to bet of the week. I don't know why I'm excited about this. I am. I had a bit of a shocker of a Sunday, but whatever. Bet of the week is where Michael and I will put a fiver on the DP World Tours action each week. It's not a crazy amount of money. We're doing this just for a bit of fun. So if you want to play and keep track, get involved. We must say it is a bit of fun. So remember, please gamble responsibly. Last week I backed Thorbjorn Olesen to finish tied for 10th.
It looked so good for a while.
It looked good.
You looked
Yeah,
good.
it looked good until until Sunday morning.
Do you know what's funny? This as I say when I play fantasy football, like I'm in a league that we play head to head, so I end up watching the other lads' players. So like I'll watch a game knowing one of the lads has a striker in it. I end up kind of watching the golf, and I'm trying to find your guy as opposed to my guy. Is Johnny's left out? Where is he on? And like as he misses something, I'm like, get in.
Thanks, I appreciate that. Yeah. So yeah, he had a shocker of a Sunday. I said this on the live stream beforehand. He had to hit 5 provisional drives on Saturday. His driving was what let him down in a really, really, really bad way. And then on the Sunday, he hit one fairway throughout the entire final round, which is just like that's abysmal. Like that is just unacceptably bad. So he finished 3 over for the day, 4 under for the tournament, tied for 21st, so well off the lead. But like, here's his driving stats for the final round. And driving accuracy, 21.4%. Tournament average was,
Jeez.
yeah. His tournament average was 48.6%. Like he hit less than half the fairways for that entire tournament, and that's brutal. Green and regulation, 44.4%. Driving yard distance was good, like he was up there, but he's just missing every single fairway.
I think when
21.4% of for driving accuracy. That's what cost me. That's what cost me the money. He
and like
was
that,
shocking.
that's gonna kill the rest of your game. Like as you know, even with me, like I'm wild off the tee, so like it just kills the rest of your game because you're not you're fighting the minute you get off the tee, like so.
Yeah, because like you're trying to get up and down from crazy spots, trying to hit the green from crazy spots, or you're leaving yourself short, and then instantly you got to get up and down to try and save par, and you can only do that for so long. So yeah, that was just, it was over by the back nine for me and for that bet. I was sick and I was disappointed in him. Wasn't
Yeah,
angry at Thorbjorn, I was just disappointed.
yeah, just disappointed in him. Yeah,
Yeah, you had
he wants to come on. He wants to come on and apologize to you on the pod. Is more than welcome.
I've asked. I've asked, and that's been that the request has been answered a couple of times, and it's always been no, no. But you, like we said earlier on, you very bravely backed Roy McIlroy to win each way, and surprise, surprise, that one hit.
All right, yeah, okay. So surprise, surprise. But you could have backed him and you didn't. All
I mean,
right.
surprise, surprise isn't like we.
Yeah.
No,
Okay.
you
Yeah.
just, it was a cowardly bet.
You joking me? Oh, yeah, because Paddy Power just handing money out or what? Like, what are you talking about? Like, no, there's odds for a reason. And I hammered him, okay? But I did say, even after I hammered him last week, I said, I guarantee he'll probably go and win again because that's what he does. So I'm not having that, all right? You're just bitter because I'm ahead of you by €4 or €5, whatever it is, okay? That's why you're bitter.
I am better, yeah, because you're dead right. This is a competition between the two of us. Actually, I don't really care who how the players do. I just need to beat you. That's
Yeah,
that's all it is.
and you had massive mixed emotions when Rory won because you all were glad Rory won, and then you realized Michael had him.
Yeah, but look, there you go. Yeah, good for you. Congratulations. Delighted for you. Delighted for you. So, you won a cool 15 quid. So for the season so far, you're €10 in the green, which is good for you. I think I'm
Can't
six
even
euro. Hmm?
can't even buy 1 point and double that €10, by the way.
No, you can't. No, I'm in serious trouble there because overall I'm the €6.50 ahead. So you're ahead of me by what, three and a half quid. Like I said, guys, at the start of this is some big money betting that we're doing, but
Wow. But I think your bet this week, you could, it's a biggie.
this could be massive. So, if you guys watched the live show, you know that we had Josh Lee on, not Josh Lee's on the live show to talk about the event. He was over at the Hero to Buy Desert Classic, and he and I were both in agreement that Alex Fitzpatrick is a player to watch out for. So Alex finished tied for 16th at the Hero to Buy Desert Classic, winning a very cool €111,000 plus some change. And then the last tournament he played in the DP World Tour was the ISPS Handa Australian Open, which Joaquin Niemann won. He finished tied for eighth of that. His win in the Challenge Tour was very, very impressive. So I think it's actually just a matter of time this year until he wins. Himself, Tom McKibbin, Adrian Moronk, and a couple others are all boys that I think are going to get wins this season, which I think is was very, very good. So I think this week is actually going to be Alex Fitzpatrick's week. Each way, 30 to 1. So I've gone for the top 10 places. So potential returns of 90 quid, €5 at 30 to 1. I like that.
Yeah, like if that comes in, yeah, shoot.
Oh man, we'll be able to buy like 3 pints with that.
Yeah, that'd be good. Uh, yeah, so this week I was I was talking to two people. I really was going to go for Rasmus again, but I felt it was too early on the first bit. But I kind of already picked him. I thought it's not really fair. So
Rasmus was my second bet, I will say.
yeah,
He was up there
if
for me.
Rasmus goes and wins now, the two of us were thinking of giving him. That's just it would be just Murphy's law. But I'm going to go for the kid, Tom McKibbin. Each way, four to 110 places. So for a 5 round, potential returns at 25. Um, he came 14th last week. I thought he was really solid. I think his
Really consistent.
I think his back nine on Sunday, 4 birdies. He just looked in control. He looks kind of calm, composed. I also think the fact he's got his new clubs, his new Callaway clubs, is making a big difference to him. Probably adding yardage that he didn't know he had. Probably, his wedges are spinning that little bit more. Yeah, so I think Tom Kibben, I think, as you said, he's gonna have a kind of a big year this year. We spoke about him before. I think he's in a good place. So I think definitely a top 10 finish for him and hopefully kick on a little bit higher. But I think that's I want to go for the kid.
That's good. Yeah, I really like that bet. That's one of those ones where you kind of have me conflicted as well. I'd love to see it, but for our game, I really wouldn't.
Yeah, or is it like, Tom's got a putt for a birdie for a 10th place finish, and if he misses it, he comes 11th, he misses it and
Oh well,
jumps
Jesus, that would be
over.
sickening. Listen, if he comes anywhere in the top 10, I'll be thrilled for him. Less so for you, but if he wins, I'll properly be torn.
Oh yeah, if he comes in, smokes it then on the Sunday, oh, it'd be unbelievable.
Yeah, I think it'll be great. It'll be a really good tournament. To be a very different tournament. Obviously now the two big tournaments of this swing are kind of done, so a lot of the big names are gone. Rasmus Højgaard's probably the favorite for the tournament. I'd say that's, yeah, it's safe enough bet. Rasmus is the favorite to win that. It's gonna be good watching though. Like we said, I love waking up here on the morning, watching the golf straight away, having a cup of coffee. It's a very nice way to start the week, to be honest with you.
Yeah, you're lucky. Like I'm in school, but you can just sit at home and pretend to be working. Move the mouse. That misses you're actually working when you're watching the golf. Oh no, it's work. I'm doing this for a client. I don't get that luxury, but again, there's still there's a lot of good people. Like I think Sean Crocker's in it again. Jamie Donaldson's in the field. You and Ferguson, friend of the pod, Dylan Fratelli's there as well. Look how he goes. So I think. Like there's still a good few big hitters, and really interesting to see how the lads are playing.
Yeah, I'd be really intrigued to see how Sean does in particular, just because we know him a little bit. He spoke about how he just doesn't not like the Emirates Golf Club. He says he really likes it, but really doesn't at the same time. Or I guess he likes it, but it doesn't like him. as a golf course. So hopefully he has a good bounce back after a miscut this week. Yeah, I think that's it. Like we said, guys, we have Kenny Palace from the Link Story coming on later on this week. We've got an interview with Oliver Wilson, interview with Moss Landman, and then plenty more tour golf and tour professionals coming on the podcast over the next few weeks. And golf season is properly started. I'm very excited after kind of getting through November, December of just pretty poor timings golf wise. This is gonna be good. I'm gonna enjoy these next 2 weeks, Ras Al Khaimah and then Bahrain, before we get to like a very tough time zone. They start heading out toward like India and China, and that's a little bit tougher to watch.
Yeah, I got the putting mat out over the weekend. I had it out. I was rolling a few putts. God, I know we kind of praise him for it. That putter, that was unbelievable. Whatever AI technology created that putter, it's phenomenal. But yeah, no, I was watching the golf on a bit of a putt. It was I'm getting the bugs coming back in now.
We must get a game of golf in very soon. You and I will get that in the next couple of days or weeks. Now that the rain and the wind has kind of subsided, it's golfing season. All right, guys, we want to leave it there for the podcast this week. Thank you very much for listening. Thank you very much for watching our Bet of the Week on YouTube. We will see you in the next one.
On the tee, Jack Nicklaus.
This is the minute that millions around the world have waited for.
We will allow you to enjoy all of this. They are dancing in the pubs of Dublin. Harrington with an ace.
And we have a shining star at sunset. Rory continues his run to greatness.
The return to glory.